What if you're not stuck, just the thoughts that you're thinking are stuck? This really kind of blew my mind today, really needed to hear this. So if you're feeling a little stuck, if you're feeling kind of life is doing the same thing over and over and you don't know how to get out of that cycle, let's chat. My name is Rebecca Abraxas, and we're here on this channel, remembering our greatness together. If you're listening to this, thank you. Thank you for being here and hearing this and doing your best to remember who and what you are and remembering that deeper part of you. Okay, so I have a saying that I just started saying, and I want to share that with you in just a minute. That's really helped me start to shift my mind. I'm a mom of a teen, and my teen is having some challenges, and he's bringing a lot of intense energy and drama into the house. And what is my part in attracting that? This is the question I'm sitting with. And I feel stuck. I feel like we're on this like merry-go-round from hell together, keep living out this, 2 fights a week and with the same kind of reactivity. It's really wearing on all of us in the house. And I definitely practice law of attraction. So I'm kind of like, what is happening? And this is what's happening. Basically, energy's never stuck, right? Life is never stuck. Energy is always kind of shifting and moving. However, the thoughts that I have about this topic may be consistent, like staying the same. So if I think that my son is reactive, this is toxic, our home is toxic, if I keep having that thought, guess what's going to show up? And guess what keeps showing up? And it keeps showing up. So I guess I have to get very diligent at shifting that thought into something different, and really diligent about prepaving. And the thing is, guys, when you start to prepave and you start to really change thoughts, and all of a sudden it like the toxic thing happens again, it's hard. That happened to me yesterday. I did some prepaving. I was on this high vibe trajectory. I had so much inner peace. And there, my son came into the kitchen and just, had like an 18-year-old tantrum. So it was hard. And I was like, how am I attracting this? What is going on? But as we know, our attractions aren't immediate, right? So if our thoughts have been thinking for a while and we've been kind of down on a situation for a while, there's going to be some catch-up time. And that's what I'm reminding myself of. And I hope maybe if you're watching this, you need to hear this too. Keep staying on the trajectory of changing your thoughts and prepaving to something different. And just because something shows up that's representing of something like an old thought from yesterday or even a week ago, sometimes we have to play catch up. And this is how I'm making myself feel better. So one of the fun things that I saw on TikTok is not my monkeys, not my circus. 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 And when I say that, it helps me just be like, oh, these are teenagers. There's a lot going on for them. I can just let go. And I actually don't even need to have them in my orbit, right? Not my monkeys, not my circus. And then I can change my thoughts about it. I can prepave. I live in a peaceful sanctuary. I love my life. I love where my life is going. I meditate every day and I feel this deep inner peace. And I really attract inner peace. I attract people in my life who have inner peace. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that feels good. Now, if I can live those thoughts and prepave throughout my day those thoughts, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to start creating something different with what I'm experiencing with my teen. But what brought some lightness to my day is not my monkeys, not my circus. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Because, yeah, some of the trauma and just trauma and drama of teen life and of the choices that they're making and the substances they're using. It's challenging living with. So how do we live in the same house with it? If you have an answer to that question, please put it in the comments. But this is how I'm going to start approaching it, is really, really getting diligent about prepaving and changing my thoughts. Now, I've been mentioning prepaving. What is prepaving? Prepaving is kind of just what it sounds like. So before you go into any part of your day, prepave what you're going to experience. So if you're getting in the car to go on a drive, or if you're going into the food store, or if you're going downstairs to talk to your child, or if you're going into work, before you do, prepave. What do you want it to look like? You know, I want to have a loving, peaceful encounter. I want to have ease and joy with my encounter. I want to be productive at work. I see myself doing this, this, and that. See yourself, visualize yourself. And this goes along with something called segment intending. Prepaving and segment intending kind of go hand in hand. You're going to prepave every little segment of your day. So when I get done this video and I'm going to walk out the door, I'm going to prepave that segment of when I go into the kitchen and come back. When I get in the car to drive to the food store, I'm going to prepave that I have a safe and easeful drive. And when I get out of the car, I'm going to prepave the next segment of going into the store. And when I come back, I'm going to prepave going in my house and having happy, easeful, joyous, peaceful interactions. Now, life gets moving, right? And then sometimes we forget to do this type of work. And then what we have happen is kind of the old trajectory, the old merry-go-round of the same old, same old. So I'm thinking it's really important. Guys, it's so important to stay on this consistently. There's so many other things that I was tending to recently with my health, and I'm getting over COVID, and I have long COVID symptoms, and I was really kind of distracted by all of that I stopped doing the prepaving, and I stopped doing some of the work that could help with, some of the stuff that's happening in my home. And while I got back into meditation, this prepaving and living consciously throughout the day is invaluable. Invaluable if you're feeling stuck and you're getting the same stuff happening over and over again. You're like, why isn't this changing? I'm meditating, I'm doing some personal growth work. Where I find needs to happen is this consistent consciousness throughout the day. So meditating 15, 30 minutes just in the morning isn't really enough lately for what's happening. Lots happening on our planet. And we have to live consciously moment to moment. And prepaving and segment intending are ways to live throughout every part of our day consciously. So that's what I'm going to start doing. Do you want to join me? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, because let's do this together. Maybe if we're doing it as a tribe, we'll remind each other, hey, are you segment intending throughout your day? Because this stuff needs to get consistent if we're going to change it. Our mindset needs to get different if we're going to change it. Or it's going to feel like we're stuck. It's going to feel like we're on that same merry-go-round doing the same thing. We're not stuck. We're never stuck. Our rocket of desire launched, but we're here thinking the same thought. That feels stuck. But what we have to do is catch up with this. So my rocket of desire is that I live in a peaceful home. I have loving, easeful interactions and inspiring interactions with the people I live with. My home is a sanctuary for peace and love, unconditional love. This is the rocket of desire that I have. Am I living that right now? No, I'm not. And I'm confused by that. And today kind of hit me like a brick. I've gotten kind of distracted with segment intending and really visualizing throughout my day and living consciously. So let's do this together, people. Let's get on this. So law of attraction is happening, whether it's happening by default or it's happening deliberately. So sometimes we get distracted in our lives and we start attracting unconsciously, and we stop deliberately creating, right? We get on default mode. And default mode's not really what we want to be living, right? I know it's not what I want to be living. I know what I've been living the past few weeks with my teen and these experiences is not what I want to be living. And there is that rocket of desire that I really want to be living. And I really have to stop being distracted and really get on deliberately creating. Law of attraction is always working, whether we're on it or not. So what do we want to choose together? Deliberate creation or default? Default is feeling pretty crappy right now, so I'm going to get deliberate about it. Let me know in the comments. Write the word deliberate, okay? We each of us tending to this video right now, watching this video, me talking on this video, each one of us has the capacity to create our own lives that we really desire to be living. And if it's not happening the way we want it to, or that the one that feels most peaceful, it's because, quite frankly, we've gotten lazy. Quite frankly, we've gotten distracted. And I know that's really true for me. I've gotten lazy and distracted. So for me, it's been a little challenging because get clear what's distracting you. What distracts me is having health issues and having to take pharmaceuticals, having to take over-the-counter drugs. They start to really lower my vibration and I start getting really distracted. So when I'm sick, that's a huge distraction. When I'm on drugs, pharmaceuticals, that's super distracting. So now that's behind me. I'm feeling better and I really have to get on this, deliberately creating with better health and deliberately creating for a better, happier, more easeful, peaceful environment to live in. And you may have to say goodbye to some people. You may have to say, sorry, this isn't working for me. Tend the garden, right? Tend the garden. And so it's okay to make boundaries in your home. I'm realizing this myself. It's okay that I make boundaries around my kids, the people that they associate with. They're welcome to come into the house, but they need to be sober and they need to be respectful. And they need to leave at a certain time. If they're not willing to do that, then they're not welcome here. And that's that. Same thing with my kids. This is how we live here. This is what's expected. And if this isn't working for you, you can go create something else. Now, these are older kids. My kid's 18. He's an adult. He can go do that. For little kids, the prepaving and teaching them about prepaving and really get on to help them remember their greatness with law of attraction. Now, what I found is younger kids eat this stuff up. Younger kids, there's a book called Sarah, and it's Abraham Hicks wrote it for kids to teach them about the law of attraction. Little kids can eat this stuff up about the law of attraction, get it into their brains before they become a teenager. Because once they become teens, they don't want anyone telling them what to do, and they want to actually do the opposite of you. So now I have my kid doing the opposite of law of attraction. He wants to just keep repeating, trauma cycles. So these are choices. These are choices. And how do we get to be okay with it? Not my monkey, not my circle, even though it's your kid. Not my monkey, not my circus. There's only so much control we have over our kids' choices. I'm realizing that. Not my monkey, not my circus. Get into prepaving every segment of my day. Get deliberate about it. Get off default mode. That's what I got today. Who knows? It may change tomorrow. But I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful. I would love to know if it's helpful to you. And, what's going on for you? All right, beautiful being. Until next time. Namaste.